Hello, and welcome to Embracing the Fight. I am Erica Lamar, your digital creator and host. And if you've been with me since January of 2023, you will know that Embracing the Fight is about normalizing the conversations surrounding physical and mental health issues and concerns. Now, why is this important? Think about it. Nobody, walks up to you and tells you really what's wrong or right in their life, for that matter, when you say, "How are you?" They usually either suffer in silence or just, move about their day. But what happens when that person commits suicide or say, they just die because they had cancer, but nobody knew, that's what they had. They didn't share their struggle. They didn't receive any support, any comfort during that process. And then we're left here wondering, what we could have done. So what Embracing the Fight does is it helps to open the doors, to open those conversations so that people feel more comfortable with sharing their difficulties with the people that they love. Why? Because we all need support in some way, in some time in our life. And I guarantee you, anyone who's watching this can remember a time in their life where they really wished that the closest people to them had supported them through difficulty and they didn't. You'll always remember when people don't show up for you. Sure, they may have done, a million good things, which people forget the good sometimes when the bad, comes crashing in. But imagine if you had the thought of both. One, when things were well, and then things aren't so well, but they're here when all is good. But when things start to fall by the wayside, they become distant. But there may be a reason for that. You never know. But if you start having these conversations, maybe you can find out. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Embracing the Fight. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Blue Sky. So you can literally find me everywhere. And if you'd like to see me somewhere that I'm not, just, comment below and I'll make sure that all my information is shown on that platform as well. All right. So now that I have gotten the business of everything out of the way, today's episode is episode 107, the ultimate check in. So I know you're probably wondering, why in the world am I talking about, an ultimate check-in? What does that even mean? So you all know that I suffer from thyroid cancer and I'm at my 6-month checkup. So on Tuesday, February the 20th, no, not Tuesday, Monday, February 26th, I'll be going back to speak with my endocrinologist about the labs that I'm actually going to take on tomorrow morning. So once they get, the information from my labs, then I'm sure that they'll say, you're cancer free, no tumor markers, all that. Because, I feel great. Now, I'm not going to lie. I do have those days where, I'm low on energy, but that's 9 times out of 10 because of what I've been eating. So, I kind of fell off the bandwagon a little bit, had some pizza, drank a little bit of soda, that sort of thing. Yeah, I know. I'm hard headed. I'm supposed to be eating my carrots and cucumbers, but yeah, that doesn't taste so good. Not all the time. And sure, yeah, you're gonna say that carrots and cucumbers don't taste like cancer. They don't taste like obesity. They taste like good health, which is true. It's very true, and I'm not denying that. So please, if you're out there, stick to your carrots and your cucumbers, but just had a little taste for pizza. But anyway, next week I look forward to telling you all the results, of that visit. So if there's anybody out there that's suffering from any form of cancer, know that I'm cheering for you and I am waiting for you to let me know when you get to ring the bell. Now with thyroid cancer, I found that you don't actually get, to ring a bell when it's over. They just kind of pat you on the shoulder and say, you're cancer free, which, it's good for me, but I'll just be, ringing that little symbolic bell on well, I keep saying Tuesday. I don't know why I keep saying Tuesday. On Monday? I think my appointment's on Monday. I need to look at my calendar. This is so bad because I've had so much going on, as of late. I've been in a whole lot of different classes. I've been taking a lot of calls. I have a lot of people that have been asking things of me. And it just has me so excited that, I'm not really even looking, at my calendar. Let me look at it right now so I can tell y'all exactly, what day it is. Because it might not even be the 26th. It might be the 24th. So the actual date is Monday. It's February 24th, and my appointment is at 10 a.m. So shortly thereafter, I'll do a short reel or something to tell you all about it. But besides that, for the ultimate check-in, it's really for you and for I, because I know I ask for people to be my accountability partners to make sure that I'm trying to stick to what I said I would do. Now, I have a couple that have been, checking in, my mom being one of them. Yep, because she she was like, it's kind of nasty, carrots and cucumbers. She still, asks, how am I eating and how am I exercising and how many days of the week do I go to the gym? And I have been going to the gym 3 days out of the week, and I'm there at least for 1 hour. Sometimes I'm there a little bit longer, depending on, how I've distracted myself, because for some reason I feel like being inside the gym is like being on a hamster wheel. I'm one of these people that enjoys, outdoor exercises, outdoor activities. But for me to play tennis with someone like every day for 3 hours a day is pretty difficult, where I live, not because I can't find the players, but I live so far away from everyone else and I have to go way down to where they are. And then they don't have, time during the week to play. Some people do, some don't. And the ones that do, they want you to travel an hour, hour and a half to come to them. And it's like, nah, I just go to the gym. So I've been in the gym, been exercising, and it's been interesting now because there are people that will just come up to me and say, "Oh, you're doing such a good job." And I'm like, "Do you watch my podcast?" They're like, "You got a podcast?" And then I tell them all about the podcast. And a couple of them actually subscribed, which, I thought was interesting. So that means, I need to do more of that type of marketing than word of mouth. Because doing it, just by asking you on here to click like, subscribe, and share, it's growing, but it's going a little bit slower than I would expect. So that means I need to get up on my networking game, marketing, all that, together. It's a business. It's not just something that just happens. Now, sure, yeah, it does happen for some people. Some people go viral just like that. But when you're talking about, illnesses and folks dying and depression and, all that kind of stuff, it's a little bit more difficult for people to say, hey, you need to check out this channel because of X, Y, and Z. Because the people that have checked out the channel are either friends and family or people who have gone through a similar thing and they were searching for answers. And I have gotten, a couple of messages like on Facebook where people are telling me that they watched a certain episode and now they have the courage and now they have the strength and now they want to move forward and now they want to do these different things. They know that it's possible. So, that does my heart well. But when it comes to the ultimate check-in, so if you recall several episodes back, I was telling you to check in, on your strong friend. Have you done that? Because I asked that because it seems that people just kind of expect the strong friends, the smart ones, the intelligent ones, the driven ones, to just keep living, keep moving like they are, I don't know, superhuman. But all in all, we're all human. We all deal with things, differently. But the ultimate check in is, how do you check in with yourself? What do you do for you? The expectation isn't that someone should always, call you and say, how are you doing since you had your baby? Or how are you doing, since you've been married? Or what's life like for you after divorce? Oh, you had a major illness and your body is healing from that. It's it's nice, to have other people to call and to check on you, but think about how much nicer it is when you truly care about and check on yourself, right? So what I started to do, I'll just give you an example of what I started to do for myself. knowing that I have thyroid cancer and it made me extremely tired and my hair was falling out and I was gaining weight. And there was all these things that just made me just want to lay down and do nothing. Sure, people will call, but then, I have to choose if I wanted to answer the phone or not, because depending on the level of energy I had, I might not have wanted to give it to the person that was calling. I'll just be honest. Now, imagine if I had just decided to lay there all the time, all day, every day, then I would have shortened the opportunities that I had to be able to speak to you all, to get you all to think about self-care for yourself and all the other different topics that I've talked about on Embracing the Fight. Now, they may not have been topics that you can relate to, but you could easily reach out to me and say, hey, here's a topic I need you to talk about. And I can do it. Why? Because I'm available, because I've taken the time to care for myself. Now, what are some things that I do, for self-care? Now, when I say I love a good massage, I love a good massage. A good massage resets, my body really from head to toe, because while you're lying there, first, me, let's just talk about me. First, I'm sitting there and I got all these thoughts in my head, because here I am, you might as well just say you're kind of vulnerable because you're laying there with little and no clothes on, waiting for a stranger to come in, and give you a massage, unless you have a built-in masseuse at your home, like a husband, wife, spouse, whatever, partner, all that. If you have that at home, great. I don't have that. So I have to go over here, to Hand and Stone and get a massage. Well, either way, when I'm on that table and they got the heat going and I'm under that cover, waiting for them to come in, I'm thinking about all the things that I have to do for the day, all the things that I want to do for the week, the things that people are expecting from me, the questions about life, what the weather is like, how I'm going to play tennis the next day, anything, grocery list, all this stuff is just going pew, 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 in my head. So it's like a little pinball machine, because my brain is like active all the time. And I thank God for that, because sometimes I wonder, like, I'll be talking to people, I say, what you thinking about? And they go, nothing. And they really aren't thinking about anything. I'm one of these people that's thinking about something constantly. Even if it's the craziest thing, it just drops in my head. But when I get a massage, that is the one time that as I'm getting a massage, the crazy thoughts that are spinning and whirling and bouncing around in my brain, they slow down. And that's the time that I can hear God speak. I can hear like the positivity, the answers to some of the questions that I had. Because I would sit there and I will drive myself nuts. What's my purpose? What's my this? What's my that? And stuff just starts falling in line. And I'm just giving you an example of the massage table. Now, it happens in other places, but the first time I really noticed it was when I was getting a massage, because my body was allowed to relax. It was allowed to release the stress and the resistance, of the day, and of all the foolishness that was surrounding me, during the day. So not only does a massage, help with that, I found out that getting a facial helps me to sleep. Now, you probably think that's crazy as all get out, but I'll go get a facial and the lady will have to wake me up and be like, ma'am, it's over. I can't tell you what she did to my face, but I can tell you that it's glowing and it's beautiful and it's absolutely everything I could have wanted. And she was like, I'm glad I asked you what you wanted, up front, because I would have felt horrible, to wake you up. She was like, you must not get enough rest. And it's like, no, because my mind is constantly going. So that massage and facial, mixed together, oh, it resets me completely. So that is what I do, to first calm myself and to reset. Now, I am a proponent for, mental health counseling and, talking to someone when you have things going on in your life and not just, soaking them in and then eventually imploding because you don't say anything about it or exploding on someone who doesn't deserve it because they didn't do anything to you. So what I do with that now, y'all, I use a journal. Well, I shouldn't say a journal. I got like six of these. And what I've done is for each one of these journals in the very front, I write, what this is all about. Now, this journal right here says, this notebook is used for consistent journaling about my dreams, what is going on in my life, personal accountability, and knowledge transfer and learning. And y'all, it's just February, 19th? And I'm already halfway. Let me make sure I get to the right page. I am literally halfway done with this book. Halfway. You see that? There's words. Can you see the words, kind of? Like you can see a little bit of it, but it's not, bright enough for you to see. Let me go to the previous two pages. You see all that writing? So this has helped me to declutter my mind. I have a book, for um all the things that I dream of. Like, I'll show you that book too, because it's right here on my desk. It's called My Dream Book. It basically says Filling My Dreams, voiceovers, acting, commercial modeling. And inside of it is everything that I've learned so far, this year. Now, this is a little skinny, only because I didn't start recording the information directly in this journal when I started taking the classes. So it would probably look just like this one had I done that. And I also have one for writing and different ideas that I have because I am determined to publish, my first book very soon. And I love to tell you all about it. But that's what I have to do to reset because I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not. Mm, I spent so much time thinking and not doing that it was starting to fester in my mind. And then the crazy thing was some of the stuff that was coming in my mind for me to do, I would look up and somebody else would be doing it. And it's not that I said anything, to them about it. It'd be like, you know what? God is tired of waiting on me to do the things that He has instructed me to do. And whose fault is that? It's mine. But now that I'm on, the right path and I'm writing things down and I'm doing the self-care and I am taking an active interest in me, again, the sky is the limit. I mean, one of the things that I learned, I think it was episode 104, The Body Translator, when I had the beautiful Miss Gabrielle Funches on. And she talked about how, your body translates stress into like illness and disease. And I started thinking about it. I was like, the most stressful times in my life are when I developed cancer. I found that I had cancer. All the events, all the things that were coming down on me were just building my body until they found a way out. And the way out was cancer. So I'm saying, before you get to that point, before you let all this stuff get inside of your body and stay and become negative and turn into some illness or disease, you have to figure out what it is you need to do for the ultimate check-in, the ultimate, self-care for you. You have to design a program, a process for you. Because if you don't do that, what's going to happen is you're going to get sick and you won't be able to focus on the things that you need to focus on. And then depression could set in because now you're saying, what, I was healthy and I didn't do any of this stuff. I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that and I wanted to do all these different things, but I couldn't do them now because I'm not physically or mentally able to do them. Don't get to that point because you can still come back from that. But who wants to? Who wants to go down that path to begin with? So let's not do that. Set up times that you want to sit and you want to like look at and enjoy life. Look at times where you're going to take yourself away from social media because you'll find yourself scrolling all day long. Also, you got to find a time where you set some boundaries where people can't call you, after a certain time. Because think about it. In my age group, Gen X, we didn't have like cell phones to the point where it was with you all the time. Shoot, I remember when I got my first cell phone, I would leave that sucker wherever because it was like, ain't nobody calling me. And now it's like it's with me everywhere I go. You see, it's here right now. So it's like, what what is it going to take for you to actually say, I am important enough to take care of me, to check in on me, and to correct whatever it is that's bothering me? Because only you can do that. People will only do and take from you what you allow. So that's the main gist, of this episode. So I want you to sit down, take inventory of your life. Determine what it is that makes you happy, that makes you thrive, that makes you reset, relax. Write it down and then put it into practice. Like, I need to do this on Monday evening at 6 o'clock. I have a standing appointment to do X. Or for 30 minutes a day, I am going to write in my journal. And then for 30 minutes another day, I'm going to implement one thing that I've written in my journal that I desire to do. Because what's the point of writing a journal for you to go back 6 months later and read it and see you just been writing the same thing over and over again because you refuse to execute? It doesn't make sense. You have to execute. You have to believe in what it is that you're trying to do. And that's all I want to do is encourage you to be the best version of yourself. But it all starts with self-care. Do that ultimate check-in today and let me know how that worked out for you. I would love to hear your story and I would love to have you on as my very next guest. And if you are interested in being on Embracing the Fight, just send me an email to operations@diversitydesigned.com. I'd love to talk to you. I have nothing but space and opportunity for you, honey. Just come on in and let's have this conversation. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of Embracing the Fight. And as always, I want you to have an absolutely amazing day.